Let's make another program, and this time we are making a program which will calculate our results, school results. So let's make a program. So for example, my physics marks are 70, my maths marks are 50, my chemistry marks are 100. I'm asking him to add A, B and C and assign the result to D and print D on the screen. So whatever the result of D is, print that thing on the screen. So when we run this code, the first instruction is I'm asking him to assign 70 to A. So what it will do, it will assign 70 to A. Now my friends, here is a very important point which we need to understand. So whenever we are asking him to assign 70 to A, so what it will do, it will go to the memory and it will reserve some space in the memory, and then it will assign or it will store 70 there. It will reserve some space in the memory and it will give it a name A. Why it will give it a name A? Because that is what we are asking him to give it a name. So A is equal to 70 means Mr. Computer assign some reserve some space in the memory, give it a name A and store 70 there. The next instruction is assign. Whenever we are assigning a value, so computer has to do, it will reserve some space in the memory, give it a name B, this one, and it will assign or store 50 there. So it will reserve some space, give it a name C, and it will assign 100 to C. And here I'm asking him pick up the value of A, pick up the value of B, pick up the value of C, add them, and whatever the result is, assign it to D. So again, it will reserve some space in the memory, give it a name D, and it will assign 220 there. The next instruction is print D. Mr. Computer, go to that location D, whatever the value is stored there, print that value on the screen. The point which I'm trying to explain here is this memory location where the computer stores the value, we call it variable. So what is a variable? Variable is a memory location where computer stores the data. So here we have asked him to create 4 variables and store the values in those 4 variables. A is the name of the first variable, B is the name of the second variable, C is the name of the third variable, and D is the name of the fourth variable. Now, for example, we made a mistake, and the mistake is that my physics marks were 80. So now which marks should I change? The 70, the 50, or 100? I don't know. I forgot that. Were we storing physics in A or physics in B or physics in C? Because A, B, C are very meaningless names. So instead of writing the program like this, let's write another program. So here I'm asking him physics is equal to 70, chemistry is equal to 50, and maths is equal to 100, and then print total. So when we run this program, what computer will do? It will follow the first instruction and now it will make a variable. So what is a variable? A memory location. So it will reserve some space in the memory and it will give it a name physics, and it will assign or store 70 there. The next instruction, it will again reserve some space in the memory, give it a name chemistry, and it will assign 50 there because that is what we are asking him. The next instruction is again make a variable, reserve some space in the memory, give it a name maths, and assign 100 there. Now the next instruction is pick up the value of physics, chemistry, and maths and add them. Why? Because I'm asking him to add, and it will generate a result, and then it will reserve some other space, give it a name total, and will assign the result of the expression which is 220 there. And then I'm asking him that whatever the result of total is, print that thing on the screen. So it will print 220 on the screen. If you look at the result of this program, it is printing 220 on the screen. If you look at the result of this program, it is printing 220 on the screen. Both of them are giving the exact same result. So what is the difference between these two programs? The only difference is, my friends, Human beings cannot understand this code. After some time, when we look at this code, we will never know that what A is storing. We will never know that what B is storing. We will never know that what C is storing. But here, look at this code. So these names are meaningful. We always know that this physics will store the physics marks. Chemistry storing the chemistry marks. So as I told you that I made a mistake and the physics marks was 80. If I'm asking you to make that change in this code, it will be like extremely hard to make that change in this code. But in this code, we will just look at, oh, this is physics. So I'll change this 70 to 80. And that's it. So we just have to remember one thing. What is physics? Variable name. What is chemistry? A variable name. What is maths? A variable name. What is A? A variable name. What is B? A variable name. What is C? A variable name. For the computer, that doesn't make any difference that the variable name is A or physics. But for human beings, for the programmers who are typing the code, that makes a lot of sense. So my friends, variable is a memory location where the computer stores the value. So you always have to give a meaningful name. So variable names must be meaningful, not for computer, for human beings, for us. Because for the computer, A and physics doesn't make any difference. But for us, it does make a difference. So remember that whenever you're creating the variable names, they must always be meaningful.